Everybody wants some blast of magic, 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 magic. I got the magic in me.
Welcome back to Bob's Magic Emporium. Time for the next all-new Magician 101, the show for all magicians. We have a lot of great questions this week. Before we jump into them, I know it's going to be a great show. Here it is, Tenyo Metamorphosis T187. I'm not going to do the trick today because that's going to be saved for Magic Monday, and also I'm still learning the trick. But it's a really fun trick. I like this, and I'm so glad I finally got it. And, I bet you somebody's got a question out there because, as I've said before, I've searched for about 4 years for this trick because I didn't want to spend $300 on this thing. I was like, nope, it's just destiny if I find it for less than $100. And I happened to find it for $99, which I'm excited about. So a lot of you are probably asking, what's next on your Tenyo want list? Because, my Tenyo want list is never going to stop. The next one I want to get is T189, I think is what it is. I don't have the number right in front of me, but it's the Eye of the Idol trick is the next one I really want to get. That's a trick where you have these little, gems around this little tiki, as a little tiki idol dude. Like a stone head, or like a Easter Island head guy. He sits in the middle, you have all these little crystals around, you cover the guy, the spectator touches one of the crystals, any color that he wants. So, like, the Stonehenge guy would be facing you, and then, let's say you touch this one over here. When you lift the lid off, the Tiki Man is facing that crystal that the spectator touched. It looks really cool, and I really want to get that one next. I had the opportunity to get it once on eBay for $40, but I skimped out on it because this was up for auction once. And I thought, I could maybe try to get this one. So I saved my money for that one, and I didn't get this last time. So I missed out on the Eye of the Idol. But I do want to get that next, if that's what you're wondering. All right, first question this week comes from Richie Peters. Mini Metamorphosis, wow! I had to start with that because All right, he says, what's your favorite card-related trick? My favorite card-related trick, this comes up every week it seems like, but Chris Ballinger's Forced Outcome. It is an amazing magic trick with a great magic ending. It's so much fun to do, and spectators just love it. I did a gig last Thursday. Actually, I wanted to talk about this too. Did a gig last Thursday for Big Wigs at the M&T Bank. I did my first, kind of real big gig show. I mean, most of the time I do, little small gigs and parties and things. But this was the first time I ever did for, a company. And I did for M&T, and they loved my show. That's besides the point. But I did Forced Outcome. It was table hopping. There was about 8 tables. Probably about 8 people at a table, and I did Forced Outcome at every table, and they loved it. They thought it was great. So I love doing the trick too, so it's a great one to do. And I also did Dirty Pool, the pool ball trick at every single table, and that killed too. Everyone loved that. All right, Philip E. says, what do you think about Tenyo's Tower of Dice? Thank you and keep up the good work. Tower of Dice, I actually own that trick, believe it or not, but I never do it because I couldn't do it well enough to pull it off. Because it does take a little skill to do it, because if you don't have steady hands, you don't have the hands of a surgeon, I do, but I'll talk more about why I don't do it in a moment. When you lift up the little tower part, if you shake it a little bit, the dice are going to fall over on you, and they're not going to stack cleanly. If you've never heard of the trick, by the way, it's a dice stacking routine, and then the dice will come up and they'll be in a nice little stack. I could never do it because I could never seem to get it cleanly to come up. That was the problem. And also, the other problem is if you accidentally, just by accident, hit the table that you're working on and it shakes a little bit, it's going to knock that tower over too and ruin the illusion. You really have to be really convincing when you pull this off, because if you're not, it's not going to look right. You've got to make sure you can pull it off cleanly. And that's what happened when I bought the trick. I bought it from Barry's Magic Shop before... but not right before they closed. It was, I think, a year before they closed. And I bought it, and Barry told me, you need to be able to, it needs to look right. It's hard to get it to look right, but if you can get it to look right, it looks awesome. So you got to keep that in mind when you do the trick. But I heard it's not that hard to do. So I want to, actually, now that I got I was thinking about it last night when I was practicing this guy. I was like, I should pull that trick back out and do it, and try it, and learn it. Alright, the Moose Gaming, shout out to you. He's doing a new styled show on his channel, like a Challenging Tuesdays kind of show. So go check that out. His is Tricky Thursday. All right. Purple Link Lego 11 says, "What is your favorite candy drink?" My favorite drink is water, but not including water. I always drink water. It's good for you. Drink more water. No, but it's soda. I love Diet Coke is my favorite, I think. My favorite non-water drink. And my favorite candy, I really don't eat much candy. I'm more of a cookie person. I love cookies over candy, but I do love M&Ms. So, and I rarely eat candy. It's like at Halloween, if we have any, like when I get candy, all I get is M&Ms to pass out. Because if I get anything else, it's just going to go to waste. And M&Ms, if we get like a big bag of the fun-sized ones, I'll probably have about 2 or 3 fun-sized bags, and then the rest of them just get thrown away. I mean, I don't even have that much. I mean, you know, it's like, I say every year for Halloween, I'm going to get M&Ms, and I'm going to eat whatever we don't pass out, and then I never do. So, I don't know. And then it just ends up getting thrown away. So I don't really, but cookies, love cookies. Chocolate chip, my favorite. Oh, and Oreos too. Ooh. All right. And Walter Durham says, Tony Curtis was Houdini and Janet Leigh was Bess. Thank you for that. I couldn't remember last week. Like I said, Tony Randall, and that was not even close. Well, Tony, there were 2 Tonys, but Tony Randall was a singer. All right, Wayne Carter has the final question. How long does it take you to make a 15-minute video, from creating the idea through filming, editing, and posting? And what was your first magic video? P.S. I stole Blind Monkey from Craig Petty. All right, well, I got to tell you, my first magic video, was actually the Sam the Bellhop. Terrible performance. It was when I just started learning the trick, and I posted it to YouTube. It's still on my channel, unlisted, but I'm never going to share the link because it's a bad performance. Very bad performance. Actually, I think I did share the link on my Facebook fan page. I think I might have. So go check there. If it is there, you're in for a real treat, because it was a very terrible performance. Just keep that in mind. That was when I first started doing actual, like, learning magic tricks, so very terrible performance. Very, very bad. All right, and for a 15-minute video, normally it takes about a half hour. About 2 minutes to edit the video here on my phone. Also, when I use the YouTube creator on, like when I used to use the computer, it was about 2 minutes to do that too. Normally a 15-minute, just to film a 15-minute video, normally about 15 minutes. Sometimes it takes me about 45 to an hour because I have to constantly re-film the video, because either, like when I do a magic trick, I might have go back and watch it and I flashed something, or when I'm doing a video like this or trick questions, I might have been like blah, 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 and really flubbed up a word real bad, and I don't want to have a real bad flub in the middle of my video. If it's a small flub, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But if it's a big flub or something that makes me have to restart, sometimes I'll do that. And posting, it really depends on how fast YouTube's processing videos that day. Sometimes it takes forever, sometimes it takes no time at all. So I say normally, for the most of the videos that I post, it's about 30 minutes. All right. Well, that's this week's trick questions. Wow, we're done with that already? Wow, that was fast. All right, make sure to post your questions down below for next week. I'll give them an answer, and I'll see you next Wednesday for another all-new trick questions. If you'd like to see more awesome content, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. New videos are posted every day of the week. Also, check out my website and register so you can post in the forums. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, like me on Facebook, add me to your Google Plus circles, and check out my merchandise store to pick up some awesome swag. 444RR, game shows, magic, and more.